Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Tuesday morning, May 18th. Actually, it is my twin sister and her husband's 25th anniversary. Can't quite believe that. That is a long time. Yeah, I'm just hanging out here today. Pretty quiet day. Yay, I love quiet days. Except for Mo's here with her ball and won't stop wanting me to throw it to her. But yeah, let's see, what am I doing today? Well, I already took a walk with Mo, so that's always the good start to a day. And I am in the middle of making prairie dolls. So, for those of you who want to see in midway how it's going, yesterday I made Mary dolls. There's a whole bunch of Marys. Now Mary still needs a haircut because that hair is just a little too long. But there's the Mary doll. So Mary dolls are in production. Actually just about done, besides a haircut. Laura dolls are next. The Mary dolls are the easiest, so that's why I always do those first while I'm prepping everything else. Laura dolls are next. Starts with a piece of fabric, a clothespin, and a little apron. And then the hair is always last because, you know, we all have to go to the salon and get our hair done. So yeah, so I'm doing that today. Nellie's will probably be tomorrow. Nellie's are the hardest because I've got to make her curls. And so I've been making curls the last couple days, storing them up. I only make 3 wigs a day. So I've got 9 done, a couple more wigs before I do a batch of Nellie's. So, okay, Mo, give, thank you, go. Yeah, so I'm doing that. Let's see, I have a couple of loaves of bread rising on my kitchen table right now. I'm gonna bake those in a couple minutes after we're done here. And yeah, I'm actually getting ready for a weekend away. My husband was away last weekend on a little trip to have some alone time. And I'm going on a little trip with 2 of my writer friends, and we are having a little writer's retreat. So that's going to be fun. Whenever I have a weekend away, I never go away by myself because I get energy from people. My husband is around people a lot, so he needs like alone time, but I don't ever go away and go by myself. I don't know about you. How do you get filled up? Is it being alone or is it being around people? I wonder. I have no idea. Yeah, for me, it's definitely being around people, being around friends that I haven't seen in a while. One of these friends I've known over Zoom for the last 6 months, but we've never met in person. So I'm really excited to actually sit on the same couch with her and just like talk, like real face-to-face, not like Zoom face-to-face, you know? So yeah, so I'm getting ready for that. You know, it's interesting because when you do a writer's retreat, we're kind of like putting on our own writer's retreat. And so each one of us is bringing something to teach the group. And then we're also all brainstorming for each other and things like that. So it's going to be super fun. Yeah. I'm sure a bunch of you are, a bunch of people get away by themselves. Jennifer says, alone is zen for me. And Missy says, I'm away just myself this week. Okay, so maybe some of you are more like my husband. And you want to get away and just have the quiet. I get that. Yeah, I think for me, most of the time, except for this year, it's been totally different. But most of the time, I'm home by myself generally. I mean, my kids, you know, haven't been away because they've been, doing school at home. But generally speaking, I'm alone most all days. And then the only time I'm around people is when my family's home or, if I go out and hang out with people. So I guess that makes sense. If I had a job where I worked with people all day long, I probably would like some time away. Well, I don't know. I'm still just such a people person that, yeah. Oh, everyone's saying being alone. Wow. I think that's because so many people are surrounded by so many. So that makes sense. Wow, that's so interesting. Alone, alone, alone. Wow. Oh, Kathy says that she's around the farm animals. Well, that's kind of being alone too, except for all the noises, huh? Yeah. Oh my goodness. So fun. Oh, so Marilyn says she lives alone. So she likes to go away with friends. So I totally get it. Oh, that's so fun. So anyway, thanks for sharing all your little things. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. Some of you have been asking about my job. And I just had my first day. Well, I had a whole bunch of training and things like that last week. But then Saturday, I had my first client. And if you guys are in my Big Time Grace group, you've heard all about this. So forgive me for repeating, but some of you here are not in that group. So yeah, it was interesting. And I think I'm going to learn a lot about myself. It is definitely all about serving this person that needs help, but doesn't want help most of the time. At least this client doesn't really want help, but he needs help. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, every client could be different, and so that was only my first one, but I don't have to work at all this week because I'm going away. So that's cool. And then in a couple weeks, I'll start up a little bit more regularly. So we do have to talk a little bit about a new live time, because in a couple weeks here, I'm gonna have a client every Tuesday morning from 8 to 11. So our 9 o'clock live is not gonna work. I can't really imagine that is gonna still happen. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm hoping this works for you guys. You can always watch the replay, but I'm thinking 5 o'clock on Tuesday evenings, 5 o'clock Pacific. So that would be 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Not bad. For all of you guys across the ocean, I have no idea what time that is. So I am thinking 5 o'clock Tuesday night. Oh, and Jano, is that you? Is Jano Karen? She says she's been a caregiver companion all my career. Very rewarding. Thank you. Yes, I think it's going to be great. I did do some caregiving about, 18 years ago, but it was just for one lady. And so I wasn't like jumping back and forth to different people. And so I'm not sure how that all works. Like I just really settled in with her. And so I wonder how it works jumping from different people day to day to day. But thank you for your encouragement. That's awesome. So 5 o'clock Tuesday nights, it's perfect because it's right in the middle of soccer practice, and sometimes I go live during soccer practice, and so I'm thinking, there's nothing really going on. Take her to soccer practice, probably walk around with Mo, blah, 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 blah. So, yes. Trisha just said Eastern, 8 p.m. Yes, that's what it would be, Trisha. So, anyway, that is, what time is it with you just now? It's 5:15 here in Scotland. Margaret, it's 9 a.m. in the morning, so it's 5:15 in Scotland. I have no idea. 5:15 in Scotland. I don't know what time that would be, so it might be in the middle of the night for you. I'm so sorry. No idea. So, yeah. Anyway, if you can't see it live, watch the replay. No problem. I also put it on YouTube. So, but we're getting totally away from what's going on today. So let's get back to all of this. Let's see. Put my coffee down. I've got a chapter to read for you today. And it's chapter 35. We're reading out of A Prairie Devotional. Of course we are. And this, oh my goodness, this is like one of my favorite. Okay, so this is interesting. This is from season 1, episode 1, where it all started, A Harvest of Friends. Probably one of my favorite episodes. Yes, you remember this episode, right? They're just moving. The Ingalls family just moves to Walnut Grove, and all sorts of things happen. And they realize that they are collecting a harvest of friends. And yeah, so crazy. But this isn't really about that, about accumulating friends. The quote is one that's just so funny. It's Carolyn Ingalls, and she says, "Time spent being angry with you is such a waste." If you'll remember, Charles was exhausted, and he was sleeping in, and Carolyn and the girls sneak out of the house and go to church without him. And then he wakes up in the middle and realizes that he's missed church and goes out to the field and starts working. And Carolyn is not very happy with him. And this is her apology later that night. Time spent being angry with you is such a waste. Such a waste. I love this episode. Mary Beth just said, I love this episode. Me too. Like every single minute of the whole episode is just amazing. Like they start with this episode and like can't get better than this episode, right? I mean, you've got it all. Anyway. All right. So, life can be full of relational conflicts. Our expectations are often unmet, and we let our disappointments turn to anger. This was true for Charles and Carolyn Ingalls, just as it's true for us. When Pa misses church one Sunday to rest and work in the fields, Ma is not happy, and she lets him know it. The days I regret the most are those when I lose my temper. So often it's with my husband or my kids. Why is it that the ones we love the most have to endure the worst of us? Most of the time, my anger doesn't do anyone any good. It's just a way to voice my disapproval of not getting what I wanted. When it's all said and done, the circumstances that upset us don't really matter. The backstory will soon be forgotten. Even justified anger can be a meaningless waste of time if we allow our tempers to boil. What matters is the condition of our hearts and the tone we set for our families. Oops, I messed that up. We set for our lives and for our families. Allowing ourselves to be governed by our anger can be a damaging cycle, and it's hard to escape. Losing our tempers offers no great reward. We're left with guilt and shame over what we said, over what we've done. We have this selfish feeling inside. We're disappointed in ourselves, wishing we had the wisdom to catch ourselves sooner. Great counsel can be found in Carolyn's apology. Time spent being angry is such a waste. God is cheering us on, ready to forgive us when we fail. He gives us the strength to apologize and ask for forgiveness from those we have hurt. Ultimately, He wants more for us and for our homes. More life, more peace, more grace. When we keep our words and our attitudes under His reign, He gives us so much more. And the verse is one of my favorites, Psalms 19:14, and it says, "May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my God and my Redeemer." So crazy. So this devotional was the very first devotional that I wrote, Wishing for Wisdom, when I was thinking of writing this book, and I had to write 3 sample chapters. And this was the first one that I wrote because, well, it's from season 1, episode 1. So, that had something to do with it. But also just this whole thing of like, how getting angry is a waste. Spending time being angry is such a waste. And I will say is that when I was writing this, you know, my kids were, let's see, 11 and 13, and I was finding myself getting angry once in a while. So it's super, super interesting. But I wonder if you ever get angry and realize that it is a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of everything you could think of. You know, right now in my big time grace group, we are reading through the Bible, and this makes me think of Solomon wishing for wisdom. Now, Solomon didn't wish for wisdom. He actually asked for wisdom. And Solomon was David's son, and he could have asked God for anything. And the one thing that he asked for was wisdom to govern the people of Israel. And God said, since you're going to ask for wisdom, I'm going to give you wisdom, but I'm also going to just lavish you all these other things. Because when we look for wisdom, so many things just fall into place. So, I would encourage you, don't just wish for wisdom. Ask for it. Ask for wisdom. And you know, I want to ask for wisdom every single day. Wisdom in every single relationship that I have, and how to live this life the best that I can. So this is from A Prairie Devotional. If you don't have a copy of A Prairie Devotional, you can find A Prairie Devotional wherever books are sold, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all those places. I also have an Etsy store that I sell this, and I can sign it and mail it to you. So go on to Etsy, search for A Prairie Devotional or Wendy Lou Lee or Prairie Book or all kinds of different words that you can search, and I'll get a book out for you. So that's it. We're done for today. So even though I don't work next Tuesday at 9 a.m., I think we're going to work with the 5 p.m. on Tuesday night because I want to get into the habit so that I don't forget when it comes around. So next Tuesday, 5 p.m., I'll see you here, and let's see. That's it. I hope you guys have a really great day. I'll be making prairie dolls and baking bread and driving my kids all over the place. So ask for wisdom and see what God lavishes on you. See what other things he lavishes on you, because you're asking for wisdom more than asking for things or experiences or opportunities. So anyway, love you all, and see you next week, next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Okay,